I'm Riley Breuer. I'm 13. I go to the Knox School and I love to draw anime and manga and play video games.
Hi, I'm Warren Breuer. I'm 45 years old and I've recently, since about 2010, found the love for arts. We went to school, parent-teacher interview night. A lot of his books had drawings in them rather than him doing the work. So we decided, my wife and I decided that we would try and nurture that a little bit. So we went and bought some art stuff. As a result of that, I ended up getting involved in it, and I don't have an artistic background. I've mainly been a sporting kid. Through Riley's obsession, I kind of got obsessed with art and have started doing it. So that was probably back in 2010, and we've kind of been progressing since then.
I get my inspiration from watching anime and reading manga and just off the internet.
I get my inspiration for art mainly from a lot of other artists. So I like observing other artists, going to galleries and seeing their different styles and techniques, really looking into the detail and seeing how I can maybe replicate it so I can develop my own techniques.
The bit of work that I'm working on at the moment, I'm trying to start doing a little bit of realistic touch to this one, and I'm starting to use pastels.
The piece I'm working on at the moment is a beach scene, so it's one I've been working on for a while and I've been re-inspired after a recent holiday. So really just trying to get the depth of the water and get some of the colours and the consistency in the waves.
Misami Kishimoto is an anime and manga artist who made the anime and manga Naruto, which is a bestseller in Japan and America. I watch it a lot and I love his style and the stories.
My favourite artists would be Mark Wallace. So Mark Wallace is an artist. Does a lot of sea scenery, waters, very good at transparency and makes the water look alive. Jean-Michel Basquiat, so he's a street artist, an American street artist who was a little bit political in the stuff that he did, but I've replicated some of his artwork and I really like his style. I like Ronnie Wood's detail and art. I'm a Rolling Stones fan as well, so it's just a bonus that he's an artist and I kind of enjoy his pieces as well.
I use the Japanese marker Copic, and I use a normal pencil and a rubber. Sometimes I'll just use a pencil and try a grey lead attempt. I always ink the drawing.
The mediums I like to use are pastels, so I'm quite into pastels with the pencils and the actual pastel chalks. Acrylic paints, so doing a lot with the acrylic paints at the moment. I'm kind of keen to move into oils. I'm not brave enough to do it yet, but I really like the vividness of the colours in the oil paints. So my ambition is to try and get to a level where I can confidently take on the oil challenge.
I mix The Lord of the Rings with Japanese anime because I don't really like drawing realistic, but I really enjoy both things, so I combine them. They do anime club at my school during the lunch times, where I catch up with people that have the same interests as me, and my teacher's great. I've learnt how to hatch. I started doing hatching from her, which I picked up a technique. It gives it a bit of a realistic effect with, like, in a shadowy area. You do like little lines and cross it together. And yes, she's a bit of inspiration for me as well.
I'm really at the moment trying to get a lot of depth out of my artwork and the shading and really trying to get the picture to stand out. I really get inspired by looking at other artists' work, so any little gallery we can find, I'll go into and have a look around. And
anime has attracted me in a way because I just started watching it when I was younger on TV, the basic ones like Pokemon and all that. And as I got older, I started watching more of the older ones and the ones made in Japan with reading subtitles. And I just really enjoyed doing it. It also pulled me away from games, but not in the right direction.
Which we're happy about. We tried to combine both the anime, so my realism face with an anime face. We tried to do a bit of a fusion, which didn't quite work out first time round. But I think the thing that we kind of like about it is that we don't necessarily need to be sitting there having conversations. The beautiful thing about art is you can create things together side by side and just enjoy each other's company, observing each other's work and being each other's critic. So a certain honesty that comes with it, as you can imagine. But it's just nice spending time together without necessarily having to have conversations sometimes.
Yeah.
Just being creative together.
When I work on art, I erase everything that's distracting me or stressing me out from my head, and I just let the pencil do the work.
So what he does and what I do is very different, but I think we respect each other's work. The things I get out of Riley's artwork is the vivid colours. He uses a lot of really vivid colours and gets good depth and detail out of some of the colours that he uses.
I got from Dad, I started doing shading, like learning to shade my colours instead of keeping it broad colours up.
How the light falls.
How the light falls, yeah. It's hard to find things sometimes to do with your parent. I have ADHD, so I felt like I wasn't really a part of family activities. I felt kind of left out. And then we found art, and just for kids that are similar to me, there's always something out there to do with your parent. It's not like there's no connection. Well, I think the Immerse program may bring the Knox Council and everyone in it a bit more into art, because I noticed there's not many artists in the Knox area. So hopefully this program may bring out the inner artistic feeling in some people.
It's certainly been a great outlet for us to be able to, you do a lot of these pieces and they sit inside the four walls of your house. It's kind of nice. It's scary, but it's kind of nice to be able to bring that out and show other people and get some honest, raw feedback on your work.
Because creativity and art in general is like going away slowly. Not many people are starting to do it. They're starting to be a lot less creative, and creativity is a big part of life. And I promote it, so...